A site this time. I see movement.
Oh.
The ninja in Times Square as FUT already find the opening duel. It's MrFaliN with a shock dart. There's pressure on him as he is being surrounded. yetujey here to help, but not for long. It's all MrFaliN and an ace just around the corner.
You know, the Bucky one last time around. This guy, like I said it when we were, well, sort of should be fairly low for this tank.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, even though you don't see pistols across the board or 3 pistols, as we'll often see a little 2 with some bulldogs. Stinger can still pack a little bit of a punch, and it certainly has, taking down 1. But yetujey, he's now got players right above him. The paranoia doesn't catch. He's given an opportunity for a little bit more. The classic comes out, and it nearly deals with PROFEK. LewN on 15 HP. And what should have been an easy round, now they've got to contend with 2 players. The HP disadvantage, but LewN, he's not playing shy. Just 1 bullet needed from any weapon, but he goes swinging, gets them a 2v1. Leaves the 30 HP Zeus as the last man standing. Wrap around from BBL2. I like this. He's looking the wrong way. The attack side, they get their round on the board.
Okay. Better than Liquid.
Well, that it is, Tom. That it is. 1 is better than none, I'll say that. PROFEK down. FUT putting up a good fight on the A side. A little more for Zeus. A triple kill. And we talked about him against LewN. Well, he's the one to put him in the dirt, at least in this battle. A 3rd round seemingly secured. Sociable in their way, but not what the thought is behind it. We won't find out, I guess, until the post-match interviews. The conversation. Whoa, Yassine it is! He's gone for the forward dash, a staple of Yassine, and 1-0. Wish he didn't try to steal away. LewN's got 2, and a little bit more! Oh, I talk about a round like this, where BBL had pistols, where it should have been a walk in the park for FUT to close out, but that Blade Storm's made all the difference. LewN seeing the spark of Zeus in the last round and looking to outshine it at 2v4. But minimal weapons recovered. Sociable's got a rifle. There's a Blade Storm still, but it's very much winnable for FUT.
Especially with that initial pick. PROFEK happy to play deep, but LewN's just about survived. 5 HP and still kicking. They've got to get past Sociable though. The bodyguard at the top of the site, and while looking for that final. We've got a Jet on either side. Both of them performing. Looks like it could be fun. qRaxs will be the one to find LewN though. And without, as I said, he's at a 4K and a 3K in the 2 rounds that BBL managed to win. Without him, they have next to nothing on the board just yet. Timing, well, it looked good actually for Jamppi, but MrFaliN has still managed to come out on top. This round was one built by the last, but it's looking like it's going to go right back in the other direction once again. MrFaliN should finally be isolated, but they still need a hero, and with an immediate trade, MAGNUM needs to find it all.
A lot of pressure on his shoulders. Route to the A side is open if he finds this first pick, but smart play by AtaKaptan, just tucking in, not giving him the fight, not giving him the info off that haunt either, as they're out of range of it. Just has to go in with his wits and his weapon. 1 found.
Some of these ultimates to get themselves back into the game economically. Fact is though, one of those guns might be about to go. No, never mind. PROFEK looked like he was moving while he hit that shot, but I think he won't mind too much. And this leaves AtaKaptan almost completely isolated on the site. Look at where the rest of the team currently are. They are deep within. The closest just starting a rotation back around, and AtaKaptan is going to have to go big here.
Good spray correction onto Sociable, but LewN dances around the side of the boxes and takes him out. A return of damage that was dealt to him moments ago. Be able to get the plant now right down below, and a 4 versus 3. Yes, there are pistols, but a rifle in the hands of LewN and PROFEK, that can do a hell of a lot of damage. They found another, and a follow-up is even there for LewN. yetujey with the triple spray, and a great read on the final player's location, it seemed, as the smoke fades, though. It's
face your fear.
In play. Nightfall thrown through, information garnered and sound removed from opponents. Although LewN completely revealed up and Zeus just decides to run in, and the rest of the team is quite far behind. Nobody went with LewN. It was just that sort of setup to try and get him to do something. And it has failed miserably. In fact, it's all 1v1 fights, which are going the way of FUT for now. The remaining 2 with an awful lot to do.
Is this a tactical pause after that? Or is this a plan that we just didn't get to see fully bloom? The idea of sending someone late to short after they will have closed off that door, found their position back on the A site, perhaps was to allow the lurk in that position to embed and then rotate back. One extra player gets caught through the smoke, and now your short guy thinks, I have to go in and take that fight. I have to be the difference maker. Gets shut down, and now what would have been a good pump fake A to a rotate into B site, they get nothing for it. They're in a 2v5.
Well, it would be their second pause, so I'd be very surprised if they use their second pause here. I think it's just not worth it.
Just look messy.
I want to see, like, if they can get into a post plant here, like, the timing of an Armageddon is one of the few things that can actually turn around like this. It would just be finding the correct spacing to actually use it. They've been holding onto these ults for a while, so if anything, trying to get something done once you know they're already through could be worth it, but with one player already dropped, sociablEE is dead to rights. There's no way he gets out of this alive. A nice shot onto Zeus.
B hit. So the question is, do these players, do those players move out of position and go back to the A site? In fact, no, there's a TP through from Omen. There's now 4 players from the defensive side on B, but BBL, they've gone back and forth, flip-flopped in this round enough that it left only MrFaliN on A, all the eggs in one basket for FUT, and the hit has come in on the other side. A late lurk by Jamppi, cutting up this rotation, and he'll go down, but they've got a 4v3 post plan.
Yeah, he did well. He used his ultimate, the null command, as a fake, and I'll be honest, I think it was 0 and 9 up until this point. So him selling a fake to move players away had so much value for the rest of the team. Also, I believe a part of this round might have been playing a retake. They had the lockdown in play ready to go, but with yetujey getting caught, that now completely crumbles. FUT getting in here is going to be so difficult. That time already ticking, and well, again, maybe they think.
Bringing the energy, and ultimately that's all he needs to do. Ultimate sent through from Tejo at long last, and it's trying to send these players into LewN's crosshair. He's good to find one. His blade's removed, but he's still got bullets. Good for a second, but qRaxs does the same. Triples up, in fact. We said we wanted to see this man return to form. And that 3-piece may just be the start of it. sociablEE and PROFEK left to do it all. The spike is theirs, and a player down, soon to be out, as qRaxs clings on to life for just a few more seconds. Nobody can bring him back into the round, and they're content to just wait this one out, expecting a move from FUT, even fake planting to try and bait them into aggression. And aggression's about to come through. PROFEK had the angle, and he had the reaction. Falling down, and it's all onto AtaKaptan.
Oh, for a clutch. First shot connected, know where his opponent is, and wants to try and bait him, PROFEK, to spamming and taking a big risk around the side of it.
He's in the open ocean. 6-5, 1 round left to play for, and from a miserable start, BBL looked like they were just clutching at rounds where they could. They could leave this with a 2-round lead. It starts with aggression from LewN, keeping these 3 players in position on A, but the Killjoy setup about to get the information that there's some contact to be had. Paranoia goes through. Jamppi the one to land onto Zeus, but it's the site that we're looking at. It's yetujey who's clinging on. The ult has to be destroyed, and it will be just in time. LewN.
And it doesn't look like that's going to stop here. 4 players grouping up into middle. sociablEE this time will be the one to start, but has the support of his little Turkish brother. They haven't checked the corner, though. This is a mistake. A chance for yetujey to completely turn this round on his head. And with pressure already being put in over on the other side, he's just holding down the line.
Well, that's their back secure. That is for sure. They got to get their front sorted out. MAGNUM falling will pretty much get those boxes ticked. The spike to be planted. The late play from yetujey. They know that he's going to be further away, though, coming from main late or perhaps up through mid. So they're cautious about this, waiting for the plant to go down, knowing that means there'll be an isolated player. Drone goes through. There's one spotted. All the info to play with now. Question is, what do you do with it? Knife about to be online. Salvos 2. They'll go to backside most of the time, and indeed, that's what's cleared out here. Boathouse pushing them into Jamppi. He's good for the first. The spin on the second! Good on a dime! And now the defuse can be found. Pressuring yetujey into the peak. In fact, it's already half. He's got to go quick. He's got to be fast. And he's not going to be fast enough.
Champions League matches that's coming up. Nice little header.
Oh, yeah, lovely
Looking
stuff.
for the back of the net.
Bicycle kick, perhaps, next time.
Ooh, okay. That's a decent start from MAGNUM. One of the weaker weapons, the Sheriff in hand, has already connected, looks for a little bit more, and even just the tag and the info is nice for the cross. Jamppi with the second shot will connect. That's already a 2-man advantage. Make that 3. It looks like FUT are completely capitulating in these moments. not clearing the back of the site, which currently only has one man within it. And Magnum's job really just stay alive as long as possible, make it as awkward as possible for him to be cleared.
And get those tags. Great call from Magnum going out for a little more. I thought it was a bit cool.
What?
It's falling apart. BBL looked set to hammer into the
Keep on more comfortable roles. For now, they are coming back in with a buy on that defensive side. And already, Jamppi, after an incredibly quiet half, is now going to find himself another opening pick.
LewN very close to falling. Zeus walking through the nano. He's being caught. Magnum was still holding it. They thought that could be
Their opponents are going to push mid, but they've had to leave a piece of utility there to stop them. I don't know if I've seen that. I think he ran out of bullets!
And the beautiful thing there, Sociable just plays on the edge of it, so they have that little bit of safety, that little bit of security.
False confidence.
He uses that to just steal out the round from under them. Already it was looking bad in the 3v5, but now MrFaliN, he's good for assists, the best player in the league, in fact.
30 seconds.
The reality is, he's going to have to do it all himself. The first found, a Hunter's Fury online, and fake steps to sight. He's baiting them in, luring them for the fight, but they're just waiting, expecting this very same play, but it was damn close. Look how low Sociable and LewN are. This is not a round that you can take any chances in.
10 seconds left.
Salvos have bought a little bit of extra time.
Into the shock.
Actually not taken away. Couple of low players. He takes one of the high HP. This is actually starting to get a little bit dangerous now. HP on two of those players is incredibly low. And we know what MrFaliN can do in these sort of moments. But always dangerous. Zeus looking to take that fight. Again, there is nothing alongside him. Like that was basically just like, can he get a kill versus somebody who's on the other side? And the answer is a resounding no. The reliance on this man, I feel like it needs to be overhauled.
Well, again, this was highlighted early. The successful rounds he's had have come off him playing well. And that's not what we're used to seeing. Certainly for FUT, we made the point. You've got the highest assists on so many of these players, but it hasn't been connecting here. qRaxs taking the game into his own hands at times, and he's found one onto LewN. A big pick early on, and info that there's two on backside, but he doesn't know one was a little closer. yetujey finding both of those players, in fact, but the flank up from MrFaliN, it's putting another problem up for BBL to solve. Jamppi activated the ult. He's taken their utility out of their hands at least. There'll be no lockdown to close out this round, but that'll unlikely to see that even put through. 1v2, an opportunity here. He pops the pistol out, trying to bait some movement. So far, there's none to be found. That's great information, though. He knows there's one towards market. He's looking for that point of contact, and he'll know that the swing will come in from his left as soon as he gets it. But for now, patience out of MrFaliN, letting Jamppi make the first move. A beautiful plan, a beautiful display. Now, what should be a secured round off time alone. Hunter's Fury may be needed if the first pick was found, but there's still a man on the site.
Revealing area.
Hunter's Fury immediately popped. PROFEK dead to rights, not able to execute off that. They're going to utilize the Armageddon and the Blade Storm in tandem and attempt to try and find something, but instead, all it's really done is slowed the push of FUT. yetujey also waiting. He's bought his time. This is perfect. The problem of not having all of that Sentinel utility is you can easily sneak in from behind. And while there is yetujey to deal that final blow, the round already gone. And Magnum now has to look at this as, okay, where can I even escape to?
Yeah, he knows there's one behind. Problem is, the rotations come through from yetujey. He's made his way right back down the middle and is waiting for this playthrough short, reading Magnum like a book. Although
aggressive stance in towards B main, try and take some of that control away, and that's a great start. LewN will pick off yetujey. That means that any play needs to be a little bit more direct from the side of FUT because they don't have that map control anymore.
They want to take that back on BBL, move towards B main and get the rifle, but sent back by qRaxs' knife. The A side under threat and weaker weapons, bad positions, and a quick conclusion to that duel leaves the A side in the hands of FUT. A plant found, and everything they could want in the back of it. Even their flank protection had come in late, thanks to the rotation of qRaxs to cover their back.
Here.
BBL will struggle to get anything else done in this round for FUT. It's just going to be a patient display as they... Oh my goodness, LewN! Relax, he's found another! A fourth, in fact! The young gun of LewN denied the ace again! And it's qRaxs looking to pick up the pieces with just sociable around that could go BBL's way. A stick
The
to
last
hand.
one that he didn't get might have been the easiest of the lot. The one through the box, that was off a Prowler. The Prowler gave him the info, so he just spammed into the box. And then everything else, like, yeah, just came down to qRaxs in the end. Never should have been that. Can't really blame him at this point. He's been so good thus far, but he has been shut down.
Time to peek out short. FUT were more than ready. The lockdown to seize the site. Notably, BBL playing offside here, of course. Being well aware that that lockdown was to come into play. It will not be destroyed. They'll be forced to stand outside and wait as FUT presumably walk their way in. MrFaliN lurking on mid finds mass value. Sociable with a double before he falls. He's given them a chance. A breath of life into this round with MrFaliN late into main. You can't expect Jamppi to be here, but he gets him anyways.
Played isolated.
150 health on MrFaliN. Not a scratch after those early duels. Up close is MAGNUM. Streaked rounds with big individual plays from BBL, but it not being enough for so many rounds now. We've seen them make that recovery. This is a crazy TP. AtaKaptan's on the back of B, and it's not like the whole team's about to come and meet him. MAGNUM knows, but he still loses the fight. The site now divided as sociables looking forward. He's got a player coming through main. He's barely evaded his sight. In fact, I think they might have spotted him. It looks like they did. yetujey was trained in on him. The blade storm for both, but it's xeus to bring the thunder. And Jamppi falling to the same storm. Hunting the spike hasn't
Picking up the orbs where they can. I like it. Good manage. Back-to-back pauses for guys. We talk about this guy's impact. And sure, there's been some huge
really
individual...
got through to the players eventually. This is just like the simulations for FUT. They were down, but not out. With one round left to compete for, it's a direct approach to A. Confirmation that the hit will come in off the back of the Nightfall. But nothing that BBL can do as far as taking that early fight. The lockdown has bought all the space.
Yeah, normally that ultimate is used to flood back into the site. That was just an attempt to delay, but why would they be delayed? Unless they assume somebody's going to be within the site. Sociable's done well, though. That pick makes things interesting. It also gets him the Armageddon. An ult that can be used to clear a lot of that backside, maybe even push them back into the spawn, instead moving them into an awkward position. MAGNUM's done well. Already another pick. qRaxs within the site. Hunter's Fury being utilized to try and do some damage, but it really hasn't slowed them too much. And in fact, Jamppi is already on that defuse. I think a drone's being utilized from outside the site. There was no one left to deny that. It's 50 HP. He's taken so much damage. qRaxs at the back of site was impressive, but I feel like this is going to be a ruse. Try and sell the idea that maybe yetujey is elsewhere, maybe he's not swinging. Solid flash, both peeking off the back of it. They've been stunned up in the corner of the site, but yet to be cleared, and eventually both go down. Time was ticking, but the hold was solid from BBL. Now with two standing, it would only come down to mistakes, but BBL have made plenty.
A great stun as well that it slowed them down from sociable. It stopped the reposition in Boathouse and made it much easier for those players coming in from the laneway to take that easy fight. MrFaliN, oh, he's gone. He's put in the dirt as sociable emerges.
Timing to slow them down could be there, but he's got to try and get his spot on. I don't know if he has. No, exactly. The players are held out. It's only xeus that's managed to make it forward. The rest of the team are hightailing it back towards the side, but xeus and AtaKaptan, immediate entries. Exactly what they needed in the last few seconds. MAGNUM's going alone. MAGNUM's going to try and take this into his own hands instead, has made that cut a little bit wider. Hunter's Fury utilized them well. yetujey's spot is known, but even if they clear him, there's so many more pieces to this puzzle, so many more dominoes that would need to fall. Another overtime is all but guaranteed.
I don't know how yetujey survived so long. He's got 2 HP.
To take the fight into this B site, normally you'd have a split or a little bit more space, but they're just looking for those trades and early opening.
Jamppi's gone crazy. He's just sent it running through the nanos, taking a lot of damage, jumps in. It's a free pick for yetujey. Paranoia lands. That's a great assist there from the Paranoia. Love to see it from the Omens. There's PROFEK doing it. BBL rolling their way into the B site. Drone used late as well from sociablEE. Great info. Might be both players spotted by that. The stun certainly indicates it. Plan secure. And post plant now in play. A smoke to block off one avenue. They know where MrFaliN is. His shock dart damn close to drawing blood. But it won't land the damage that they desperately need at this point. The swing together. These two, we talked a big game about them, but AtaKaptan in the ground. It's MrFaliN to lead them to victory alone. Expects the swing. Great read. But the shots not landing the killing blows just yet. The wrap all the way around. Expected, spotted, and the
currently holding that angle. With the drone going through the dash already into the site, like they basically have this A site under their control. They need to clear yetujey. He's been the bane of their life in terms of these rotations. He's still going to take one with him, caught with the util and eventually dealt with. But even still, that's just a 1-for-1.
And it's slowed down that rotation into the A site. It's left that weakness wide open for FUT to get the plant in. Knife deployed, 2 hit. There's 3 players coming from that angle. It's sociablEE elsewhere, moving his way through tree. They need to worry about. Salvos will give that away. Goes the Paranoia. The swing from xeus as a response, though. Just as they want to push, he goes pushing into them. Tagged up, but he goes down below. A little bit of extra armor from the wood as AtaKaptan cleans it up.
Killjoy utility online. Although they should have a pretty decent idea when the turret will be heard. Steps from xeus already fully rotating as they look to go back in the other direction. MrFaliN holding the angle ready. In fact, he takes the early swing. The trade, though, is decent from sociablEE. Makes things even, and this lurk from MAGNUM is filthy. That's going to put real pressure on the B side. Keep players here, leaving just AtaKaptan alone on the other side of the map. He's had his hero moments, but this will not be one of them. And the lurk from initiator. It means that you're going to have pieces missing in terms of utility, and you're not going to have any shields, but when you tried everything else, you just got to try aggression. LewN, he's tried to bait the fact that he's run away. Instead, he still sticks around and takes a second. Another round from the superstar Jet that has put his team with an advantage. The best chance BBL have had thus far.
That's an audacious play to pull out late into the game, especially with an AWP on the board. Containing that short presence. He goes aggressive. He doesn't have support, but doesn't need it. The smoke bought him a little extra space, but they've stepped through it. yetujey onto PROFEK causes problems. The plant can now be secured from FUT. The attack side, always the one to find success from what we've seen so far. But BBL haven't been doing this. Often the retakes have come in just from one angle. Now they're sending that man late with the operator of all weapons, and he's found his mark. yetujey down and out, and the only players left are in under the op, swinging in slowly. AtaKaptan finds him looking for sociablEE. BBL do that. They play into their hand, breaking it, and then playing for the A site, but rotations have come in. 3 players A. It's actually light on B after that early util. In fact, the person who placed the util now sitting around middle. It's allowing them to be stacked up and ready to take these fights. Maybe not together in the case of MrFaliN, who's isolated, but he doesn't need to swing, and he's got backup if they swing into him. This is a great setup from FUT, and one that, again, BBL thought that they were faking. They were pump faking B by breaking that util. Instead, they played into FUT's hands, and now, okay, they've got A control. They have a stack up there. They've got deep B control.
Oh, there's no way.
Let's try to walk through mid. That's the right response, but the wrong round with yetujey waiting for that very play. FUT one step ahead, and they've got a 4v2 as a result.
Straight to the back as the site goes qRaxs. Just making sure that they can hold on to that late control if they choose to go in that direction. The same can be said on the other side, although rotation away from A seems to be the goal. The peak timing could be everything, though. AtaKaptan's going to hear the Prowler, know that one's already made it to the site, and just looks to try and hold his ground.
10 seconds left.
Knowing that there's a potential attempt to get aggressive when you're this far down in a round.
It's been nothing but attacking rounds. This is FUT's chance to break the mold, to find themselves an advantage that may see Ascent back in their hands. This province can be seized, and this is the first step to success. PROFEK and MAGNUM stand in their way. It's now just one, but they're desperately low. A few shots. Being around A, being around short, or at least mark it in the late round. A deep control from LewN that you're highlighting. Well, it might not mean much. They keep losing.
Oh, no, he's gone forward.
It's a full rotation. It forces him in. Losing a man. You want to retake ground elsewhere. But instead, they get an early notification that the A site is lost. Taken over by FUT. And they're already in. It doesn't matter. The salvos are too late. The dash got past them. And the plant will be secured. sociablEE looking to make a play. And he's got one at least.
It's brought the round at least back into the realms of possibility. MrFaliN low, in goes PROFEK for one. qRaxs under the site is still lurking below, holding that ground, but PROFEK found another. Half defusal, not quite garnered, but it's now left all onto yetujey. The spray's a little bit wild. He's gonna go jumping through! So tease the victor of that map can sometimes be enough to
Hello?
the spoils. What? Like a trigger bot.
He knows his dash distances. So we'll tag on MrFaliN, but AtaKaptan returning a bit more damage. 3 pickups. And it's looking like he needs a little more, in fact, because he's closed in on my sociablEE.
What is happening?
The attack side, again, coming into a resurgence late in the round. That was a 4v2, but blink, and we're back to even footing. Damage done to sociablEE, but one away from the ult that will now be acquired in the back of this plant, but he should be dead. yetujey's got the wrap, he's got the read, and the spray, not quite there.
It's set up and hasn't moved. I think after the last round, we saw the push out from LewN. These steps are being sold almost as a fake, though. Not seeing anything else. And the B site now under pressure. This is where MAGNUM currently resides. This late push through could be a bit of a surprise.
Wrap around from Jamppi. He's going to be here, and he's going to be here on time. Other side of the smoke. Swinging in, gets one. MAGNUM with the trade, and PROFEK catches lurk on A. Players falling, and Spike dropped in the open. They need the picks now. The time's not there to get the plant, and it's done and dusted. A solution in overtime. The defending rounds now for both teams. The battle for this province falling back into the hands of one of these teams, but neither wants to let go. Deep play from LewN. It's risky, and it doesn't pay off with MrFaliN claiming scalps across the A site. It's a 3-piece, and MAGNUM, he's been great. He's had his rounds. This stage is footer now executing in to this A site. Salvos, this time adjusted to catch the dive in, but he's up top. He's safe for now, but PROFEK finds him. The close angle from MAGNUM nets another. BBL need this defensive round to keep the OTs rolling. A map that many moments have come that looked like they had recovered it, that it would fall into their hands, but it keeps slipping away. 3 versus 4. The rotate around will bring them right into LewN's waiting arms.
Yeah, they've been spotted in middle as well. He's now going to have a B main pick spot to try and catch the guy in the window. Steps have been heard. Dash online, but the shot's missed. It's not connected. MAGNUM, though, is still there and still kicking. He could be the distraction. 20s as well. We'll have to wait and see which way this is going to go. One of them is definitely hitting that 20 mark, that's for sure.
I believe they say double digits in the 2s, Tom.
I believe you say that. 11 again.
Did one time. Nice. Responses from BBL are there. They're getting everything yetujey to contend with, but quickly traded out. The spike found on the site. FUT scrambling to try to get some picks back in their direction. And we've seen defensive rounds now fall into the hands of BBL, so there's no more security to fall.
MAGNUM sees. Hasn't landed, but sociablEE in middle again. That's yetujey down. He has been the hero of so many of these rounds. Now MAGNUM under pressure, but he doesn't catch the timing. That's the opener they needed. That's the spike guaranteed.
AtaKaptan was almost caught, but he TP'd across into main. Conscious of this flank, conscious. sociablEE could be just around the corner, but his timing is but so is sociablE's aim. A 3v4 now. FUT's chance to push this to another OT, to bring us a ridiculous distance. It's the first map of the series. LewN fights back against that. Levels up 3 versus 3. And the time ticking though. BBL, the ones that need to make a move. You can't wait for that utility, but they're sprayed down. It's a bloodbath, leaving LewN to pick up all of the pieces. The dash in deep catches them off guard, but not for the kill. And the time.
BBL is so careful, so methodical to make sure that this guy can't rat out around. xeus now tries to get aggressive as well, but he is caught by the hero of MAGNUM. And for FUT, they need a hero of their own. AtaKaptan within the site. MrFaliN spraying on the cross, doing a ludicrous amount of damage, maybe setting up the Star Smoker to take this round into his own hands. Jamppi, though, with a trade, keeps that advantage in the hands of BBL. Two stand between BBL's umpteenth chance to close this map. But at this stage, there's no counting out either.
MrFaliN is tagged low. The man advantage for BBL. The flash is still online for qRaxs. They'll be their way back in. At least they'll hope so. Great spam.
What?
MrFaliN's picked up Jamppi. He might have seen a little bit of him. Who knows? PROFEK is down too. All of a sudden, the advantage is there for. They need this next round.
But they need one more? That's crazy.
It could be the first time, second or third in VCT EMEA history, 2023 to 25.
On time.
We've already hit here. It's not spotted. It's looking in towards market. Gives them an opportunity perhaps to cross in silently, but they've gone guns blazing.
30 seconds left.
Through the nade, that's risky.
Wants to have that element of surprise still. They need to clear the back line, and while qRaxs is there again, this is his position. You try and push it to the side with him sitting in that corner, and you best believe you need to hit your shots immediately.
It's out from under you. With this map, it's on track to be with FUT diving in, but sociablEE the first to draw blood.
MAGNUM not here this time around. Don't know if that'll be their undoing, though. That's a solid start with the Turkish duo on this BBL side stepping up. They've still got to be careful, though. Don't give anything to MrFaliN and AtaKaptan. They have been sublime in these clutch moments, but here comes Jamppi to add one more.
Even just in OT.
Oh, AtaKaptan again. We talk about him being the anchor of this site. He's already gone. MrFaliN has had to try and fill in the gap, but he is under some serious pressure. But at times, pressure is all he needs. First kill already found. Now the cavalry arrives, and MrFaliN is still surviving. That has not cleared him out of the corner. No, they can't deal with him. I was going to say, finally, he's fallen, but no. MrFaliN still survives. Eventually, he has gone down. And now yetujey needs to be the hero of another round. The spike plant ult was in a decent position. The Nightfall is going to reveal him, and he's already going to get tagged up. The majority of the players around this spot on the map, yetujey just walked through it like nobody would ever be there. sociablEE's played there so many times. The quick thinking of FUT, though, is to go back towards the A side. BBL are matching them, though. They are hightailing it in this direction. PROFEK in position. Shots not connected initially, but he's still holding the line. It's down to just AtaKaptan. Another clutch needed. And he could just teleport to the other side of the map. He can plant for himself as he'll take this 1v1.
It's it wide open as well. He could go spawn, market, into the boathouse. MAGNUM has to clear it all. 15 seconds until he has a haunt, so he takes it slow, takes his time. But with no idea where this player is, and look at the nasty little spot that AtaKaptan's found himself, taking no chances. He knows by now that the play is not through spawn. He's hearing the steps even now, the door closing. Knows exactly where MAGNUM is, and he just faces, swings wide, but misses every single shot. Time bought. The Prowler will confirm his position. It might get him half. MAGNUM's going to stick it. The swing out. He's not making it now. Pulls his gun out, but it's too late. It's too late. He needs the kill, and he doesn't have time anymore. It's done. AtaKaptan. That is a pump fake again from BBL. They've been so good at this, baiting those rotations, but this time, FUT's still in position. qRaxs and yetujey waiting patiently inside that B site as they spread the net, looking to catch FUT unaware. They fail, at least in the first attempt. The A site now, though, those players are going to be scratching their heads. Where's the extra contact? Where's the play? Well, yetujey's about to have it, but they're looking the wrong way. He's got a shot, and he hits both with Jamppi landing nothing. It's PROFEK in the clutch of his life, a 1v5 deep in overtime. Can he still find a way to dig that little bit deeper? 20 seconds. Picks needed. The plant with 15, he needs to go. He needs to run, and they're waiting.
Plays. Who's the guy that has the moment that turns the map, and what a start. The C's combining onto yetujey with those salvos. That's about as free a kill as you're ever going to get this deep into overtime. To have a trick up your sleeve that late is absurd.
Well, this is it. They're pulling everything out of the bag now. It will be the attacking side on the back foot.
going out.
And spread thin as well. They, exactly as you said, Tom, it's all about individuals now. xeus is being spotted. He tried to be sneaky, stunned up as well. But they're not rotating on that defensive side. They have that mid control, being spotted by LewN. No need to overextend, no need to panic. 50 seconds on the clock, and the gradual rotation coming in now around from the A side.
Salvo's still there. Social's been able to dodge the utility. A third defender makes their way in. Sociable's done the work. And now it's already falling apart. 23 seems guaranteed. There is not going to be. LewN to lead the charge.
Spawn push.
We haven't seen a play like this just yet. Timing's going to be everything, but the crossfire is perfect.
Well done.
Perfect synergy from LewN and Magnum that gives them a double. AtaKaptan's going to play as much of an off angle as he can, but he's caught by the knife. They're going to know he's here. The trade needs to be there, and it is again. Perfect work from this deadly duo, and now LewN goes back for more. A second, a third bite of the cherry. And on all that remains in their way is yetujey, but you can't give this man an inch.
What an adaptation, man. We're so deep in. We're 47 rounds in, and they decide to go for a two-man push into spawn. It's things like that that keep your opponents guessing. Keep them on the back foot. And after the previous one, seeing FUT find that little resurgence, they're again gonna need a big play out of an individual. Time ticking, and it feels like it's already too far gone. If BBL play their cards right,
Look
look at the utility. Sociable still has his easy ability online. Indeed, it will be sent out early.
I don't think he'll be beating that
double.
anytime soon.
In fact, triple mid-hold. But the smoke is going to leave them, but they swing on in. MrFaliN, good for one. A second, though, brought back by FUT. Denying that aggression immediately. The op not finding its mark. Not enough, at least. And so this 3v4 leaves FUT with open space for the B site.
Yeah.
They're just going to waltz in.
And no one there. Of course, it's not a similar boat to having that Sentinel and having that additional utility. LewN needs to try and catch a timing here, and he doesn't, almost loses his life for it, in fact. Knowing that if they get into this post plant with this much of a disadvantage,
Spike planted.
there's very little hope for them to turn this one back. Sociable be the focus here. They're going to have a decent idea that there's a player still behind them that they need to deal with. An open plant ready for that yetujey lurk to come back through. And I'll be honest with you, it seems like an oversight. They've completely forgotten that he's there, swinging in from behind, but they found every single pick. Time is ticking, though. yetujey left to try and do it all. Needs to try and save this team one more time. Hits the headshot, needs to get the spam, but instead it's the defuse!
Unfortunate timing for poor Jamppi.
Hey, he held it
to the toilet.
I respect it. He held it for 2 hours while screaming.
Yeah,
that was impressive.
That was actually just panic.
Yeah, that was nothing to do with the game.
Ah! Hurry up! Well, FUT on the attack side, already closing in the distance and
Under a
taking
different
down
form of pressure
Jamppi,
here.
giving him a little bit of a break in this round. Late rotations through mid, 3 players on their way, and the retake will be underway any moment with an aggressive position from xeus. He is put to bed early. LewN, the one to take the limelight. Magnum from up top puts the numbers in their favor. No panic now, although time is ticking. They should be able to put the pressure on around this elbow. yetujey, good for one. The second player on site backing him up is AtaKaptan. Early on the board, 2-0. If they can get momentum in their sails, this new comp as well, maybe catch them off guard, could very easily be a third map on the horizon. qRaxs onto LewN, finds himself one as AtaKaptan has to hightail it out of mid. A lot of utility chasing him down, and Magnum focused on the wrong target, almost loses his life.
Considering this is more of a bonus round, this is looking pretty dicey right now. MrFaliN's going to upgrade to a rifle as well off the pistol. He's only 1 away from getting his ultimate, but oh, that's a mistake. qRaxs has peeked mid with a spike. Now retrieving this shouldn't be too difficult. AtaKaptan's going to take the deep space, make sure that nobody's been able to push past, but that's at least something. And now they've had to give up a lot of the space that they previously had. PROFEK, the site anchor on B. It's just going to be jiggle peeking, but the rest of the team have gone the other way. They have got the read completely wrong.
40 seconds and delay still available for PROFEK. It's going to buy them that extra time. BBL getting to reset and potentially have 3 players on site ready for the fight. The benefit, Jamppi contains that push around from AtaKaptan. Now leaves MrFaliN isolated with a player to his back at least. yetujey now the last man standing, 15 health.
Not planted.
The element of surprise maybe plays into his favor with it not being planted for him.
That's something that FUT have done their due diligence on. Like, think to the last time that we saw this map played.
BBL throwing in that bit of aggression early on to catch FUT off guard. They get around, and LewN's got an opening pick from up top. Jamppi with the transfer of dreams. Flashed himself in, and as a result, the round is theirs. Wow,
Yeah.
what a great play.
Oh, speaking of aggression, PROFEK has gone walkabouts.
Oh my god.
He's bypassed everybody, but well, a nasty surprise.
Play, turret to spot, and then nanos to actually stop the plant. It's a really nice setup. And see the value it's going to have here. No chance to dive back site. Lockdown goes into play. 6 seconds left. The ult is going to be sent in after it. The plant found just on the edge as well.
Oh.
Look at the swing. It's a free pick for MAGNUM. They still end up smelling the roses in that play with a 4v4 as a result. Ult popped, swing in though, and it's MAGNUM getting that little bit more. But the second side of the push is being slowed, stopped as yetujey found one. Nade trades him out too. But qRaxs is left alone thanks to the salvo. Stun just misses. He's caught one above, isolating the fights. The wraparound spotted, and he stopped the defuse at least for now. sociablEE needing to put the pressure on time-wise. The tap making it to half just about, but he's going aggressive. Makes a bit more sense not up against the eco, but they've seen this play before. Not ready for it. He grabs one, the flash fades,
That's
but
fine.
so does he. 1 for 1, and the res up on qRaxs completely nullifies that fight. Jamppi going in, and now they've spotted
no.
They did!
What?
They didn't see him! A phantom! And he's managed to find himself a triple with the Vandal. yetujey and MrFaliN, they should have been set up for a certain round, and instead, it's a 2v2.
He was hit by the convergence part. He was playing in slow motion. You shouldn't be able to do anything with that. It's like an ultimate breach stun.
Someone to give the set
Well,
away.
the difference, though, is that the B side is completely open. So there's already a full rotation. MrFaliN is currently doing his best Nat cosplay of how is he there. And has to try and basically get himself into an aggressive enough position without giving the game away. He knows the turret's on the other side. BBL are not moving.
Just an ingenious strategy, though, isn't it? 2 players take one-by-one fights. You have the KO flashing for him as well. So you think, well, there's hardly a third guy there because he would have swung with them. Yeah, well, listen, you were wrong.
Oh, he's full
Number
sprint.
8,
Oh, okay.
MrFaliN's got him. PROFEK giving away the cues, and now MAGNUM with it all to do. He's heard the steps running away, even gets tags onto yetujey. Unfortunately, yetujey's got the upper hand now, halfway diffused.
But no, instead, look at the defense. They've already taken very deep control, and over the top goes Zeus, but he's decided to fall back. I think that was probably due to the pick onto LewN. You don't really need to make the hero plays when you already have the man advantage.
Well, that's exactly it. The Viper's Pit, though, is going to be a problem late round, so they send the drone through to try to deal with it. Player's ready to take the fight if he's up close, but as they're spotting now, he's a little bit further back. Great work as well from PROFEK to keep dancing around this utility, avoid being dropped, avoid being caught out. His left side covered in by the alarm bot as well, so there's no need to panic. The thing is, these rotations coming through, they're not spotted because of the orb up, but they are spotted because Jamppi's gone up aggressive, got himself the opening right over belt. Now these players are expected to be coming this direction, ult activated, and no utility for FUT to use on this take. It's got to just be swings, and well, at least it's working out for the first.
Ults being spammed, forcing them forward. They expect the one position that couldn't have been cleared. sociablEE looking for another hero play, but again, he'll be slowed. Has Jamppi for support, leaving 2 standing. Salvos will deny them that little bit longer. sociablEE even looking to try and take the fight. Another of those stuns put into play. Just 10 seconds left with the aggression working out. sociablEE drops the spike and continues. Viper's Pit could be the difference maker. Flash, solid space taken. Zeus has done well. Again, the disruption caused by the waylay, but sociablEE is still here, not for long. Trade's almost immediate. That Viper's Pit is becoming more and more drifting by the seconds, and it will go down. MAGNUM hoping to try and find a gap within it, hoping that the spam can maybe get something, but it goes the other way. A flank coming through, never with a sniper. Probably hoping that he can find another gun. Instead, is Jamppi to get one with the spam.
Shorty on its way, and it's found. AtaKaptan. Pick goes down. They saw MrFaliN. They saw him step into that corner. BBL is tracking.
Either that or he's having a jam tart and he's going to have a tart attack, but I don't think that's what he was saying.
I don't believe so, Tom. But there's no telling when it comes to MAGNUM. Sociable, good for the pick. They were looking to push him out of that position. Got more than their bargain for. Ult sent through by Deadlock, but it's a little late. The player's already gone, and AtaKaptan lurking outside A. Surprise.
Armageddon for safety. Clear the back of the site, but it's the close position that's far more dangerous. The knife won't connect. Jamppi right in position, and it what? That was he got both of them. And the third as well. What? No, I need
dominance in those series in a BBL that looked like they had no legs to stand on. Well, this is a different BBL we're seeing here today. They've claimed Ascent, FUT's former home ground, and now they look to beat them on their own map pick. But an opening pick gives FUT the advantage, and I'm sorry, but the BS meter's off the charts. PROFEK's got one in the spawn, the spray through the wall to catch one, and FUT tagged up heavy on a lot of players.
I don't know if they'll expect two to be here. That's the only thing. The attack really want this back line, and well, it's already looking done.
They don't know.
They don't know the sociable's here, but he can't just take one kill. He needs to get a multi-frag, and the second he fires on one, they'll all be looking his way. That's the problem. So many players in this backline. Jamppi needs even more BS than the last round. I don't think it's going to be happening. A net laid to keep him in position. Probably where they workshop more, though. PROFEK up above. Bullets connect, but no pick found. He went through. He went through the Viper screen. He's looking to just fight tooth and nail, and they've kept the man advantage going.
Lockdown sends them back. There's no way that qRaxs is getting out of here detained. And with deep control over B, as we're seeing with this push-up, Jamppi's got all the control in his hands. LewN watching his back as well, making sure the mid lurk can't come through tube or under. And then obviously you've got an alarm bot sitting there watching for that push-up alongside the turrets. Well, not anymore. Taken out by the utility of qRaxs. Ult sent through as a response. Players just standing either side of it. 20 seconds and it's all down to the delay. AtaKaptan 36 HP, man advantage for BBL. They've seen a player up on the rope, hung out to dry. It will be a passive play from him, presumably spotting out the players in just a moment and backing off, conceding that space.
The BBL execution doesn't really leave him with anywhere to go. LewN, the flash is perfect. Jamppi with the setup for the young duelist once again, but they have not cleared the one man left within the site. A chance for yetujey to spring a trap. 2 quick kills. That aggression was so successful for BBL, they didn't realize that there was still one man lurking in the grass.
Yeah, and it was the one that they spotted to start this one out. Just figured he'd fallen back that little bit further, but no, yetujey is still here. Unfortunately, he needs to do it all. A 3-piece already. 2 away from the ace, and he isolates the first, spots the second. Oh, it's close. 50 HP left on Sociable, but Salvos come back online. That's going to buy a little bit more time, and in this round, with it already bleeding so deep, he should be able to run this clock all the way down. Sociable, he may even give the ace in the end, but the time is gone.
Normally he has a Spectre. So,
oh, no!
Oh, that's a table breaker. That's one where you're going to be incredibly frustrated, and in a round that you just cannot afford to lose. yetujey, too many players, too many targets, and no shots connected. This could be the round already over. Jamppi taking aggressive positioning, and he goes down. qRaxs with a quick double. Somehow turning this round all the way back on his own. Dragging his team kicking and screaming. Before it was yetujey, now it is qRaxs. And from a almost one scenario, the round has come right back once again.
The funny thing about this, Tom, is we started out the day going, yeah, qRaxs, you know, this year just doesn't feel like he's there in the KO, man. No. He's not hitting the same form. Well, he certainly is in this series, in the last map, and coming into this one, at least this round. The 2v3 still gives BBL an opportunity, a chance to take this across the line. The reality is, Tom, you come into this round, you're going to take a 2v3. with Spike and a fully open B site. As you're pointing out, thanks to going for those orbs in the previous round, thanks to planting and getting those kills, sociablE is one away from his ultimate. And that could turn the tide of a round as tight as this.
My ultimate is ready.
Salvos already available. Stun still online. A snakebite as well for PROFEK, but he's not looking to really utilize that extra bit of kit. His goal is to try and get up in their face, try and catch them as they rotate, or maybe have a bit of an off angle, and that off angle will be had. They have completely bypassed him and just not checked some of those closer angles. It's definitely a surprise factor. There's the ultimate, which, well, sticking this, he's just about going to live to tell the tale, but now PROFEK looks to come back in from behind. An easy
Foundations
pick.
laid thick in the previous rounds. The ult orb management, the early fight from LewN, a position that he tried to get into many times on their defense this series.
PROFEK is isolated. This is a very ratty position, but now he's been spotted. They're going to look to swing him together. That Sheriff has come into play, and the Spike needs to just leave. Retrieving that gun definitely not going to be easy, but that's at least something to write home about. The weird thing is that the current position that's currently in play for sociablE. He's in their spawn, maybe not knowing how many players are there, but they are still checking
No charges left.
Whoops.
for everybody on the other side, and well, LewN is doing the business. He even wants to try and make this a little bit easier for yetujey.
Yeah, the beautiful thing about this round, Tom, is they knew
I think BBL are playing a great game, but it's always the case. You lose
No escape.
a crazy map like that, and you're just exhausted.
walking up as you keep getting shut down in early fight. Zeus on the push forward. Oh, this could be it. He catches Jamppi lacking. Beautiful timing, and he only sees one. No need to rotate. They'll stick in position on B, even having the Deadlock utility to back them up, but AtaKaptan goes swinging early. He falls. Deadlock utility dealt with. Ult activated by qRaxs. He's been sensational so far. A highlight of the FUT squad, and it's a double up for him. PROFEK on the lurk. Another staple of this series, especially here on Icebox. He's managed to thread the needle
It's
for
this
one.
duo again.
Zeus goes down one by one. They're falling. Late play through mid, though. yetujey should tip the scales in their favor here. It's PROFEK down for nothing, and sociablE to do it all. He's got salvos.
Away.
The time not that far gone. That's going to delay them slightly, but he's caught by the
He actually
ulti.
got yetujey. No command as well. It could be used to get in, or it could be used, well, never mind. It's going to be used to get in. Space taken, pressure for yetujey. In fact, he's taken so much damage. A couple of extra assists, the easiest assist Jamppi's ever going to get, and LewN taking this deep control. It's expected, it's, well, attempted. But that's almost too easy. The Viper's Pit even going to be used for safety. That safety is not very
needed.
well this series so far, this marathon. He was there throughout the lot of it, a backwards dash into the site. I'm guessing that was to avoid whatever flash was thrown, but it hasn't avoided the death toll, and that's going to put the Waylay ultimate available. MrFaliN also in quite an aggressive
30
position.
seconds left.
Has got to. The surprise, though, is there. The turnaround, and somehow AtaKaptan wins that battle as well. 2 players remain. Spike not planted. A kill at least for Jamppi, but well, his teammates nowhere to be seen. I don't think there's even any time to get anything done here, and with Zeus in position, yeah, just take the orb and that's it.
Well, even go for the fight. If they take you out, that's great. You get an orb, you have ult off, rip in the next round. You've got economy as well to fall back on. I think it's probably the right call that he's going for. Well, let's leave be that little bit more open. Information now coming in that that's where the hit is. His presence. MAGNUM's caught MrFaliN lacking. The mid control for him, good. And he's even spotted Zeus, but Zeus fires right back at him. Ult put into play is going to force it forward. It's qRaxs in an awkward position. He was dead to rights if he didn't move, and instead steps into their waiting crosshairs. No follow-up on the utility thrown through as AtaKaptan wraps around. Great sees too. They're getting a lot done with that utility with yetujey following up. It's all on PROFEK. He's got his Vandal to play with, and a good idea where these players are, but only 20 seconds. No, he spotted one down below. The spray is good, but no idea. Not planned out for you, but I think BBL is a different kettle of fish altogether. Zeus opening, as there'll be no ante to his early aggression this time. He has caught them lacking. And with sociablE down, you're losing some of that displacement utility, some of that information on the drone. They go in together, though, looking to take these fights. A wrap around on the B site gets PROFEK one, but he's soon to fall, surely. On the site of A, a lot of presence taken, but they've lost everything on B. The thing is, they know PROFEK's there. They're waiting for him to wrap around, and he has to be quick because Jamppi's all alone.
The wraparound coming around from MrFaliN as well. Timing here is perfect. It couldn't be any better.
They took it away just in time. LewN's got a blade storm. Early fight sent in by Zeus, and it's LewN to return a kill. In fact, there wasn't one dealt out. He's the one just fighting it from the get-go. Like I said, you see the blade storm online, you start to panic, and PROFEK lurks again, getting up to no good around middle.
God, this is such a big advantage now. They need a hero, and there's no hero to be had. Zeus down, lockdown for safety, but there's nobody here. The Viper's pit was placed on the other side of the map. That was being held by AtaKaptan. yetujey is already stuck on the middle of the map, and there's still a lurk. There's still a player sitting behind PROFEK, and his timing has been impeccable all the way through this map so far.
AtaKaptan, good for one. That lurk might be needed, but yetujey's the one to shut it down. Okay, FUT, I see the game. They're right back into it. And remember how we got to OT. It was Red Bull clutch after Red Bull clutch. For BBL, their utility is keeping the clock in their favor. Salvo's online as well. Infinite delay, it seems, for this squad as FUT desperately trying to get this defused to half, but it's just not happening. Swing through, and is there to greet them. It's sociablE all alone, and yetujey to put him in the dirt. They've got themselves. I mean, okay, first of all, look at the position in mid from the attackers. Look at where Zeus has gotten to, containing so much information. MAGNUM's got two from this position. yetujey with the closest range ult I've ever seen, using his ult like a shotgun. Zeus, having pushed through, now catches them off, and it's a messy round. At least from the side of BBL, they'll think that. But well handled by FUT. They set the dominoes up and watch them fall, with sociablE left with 3 to pick up. Zeus, they're going to go for this B hit.
A chance on the cross for AtaKaptan.
Poison's off.
Just jump spotting, but with the ultimates they have, over-facing here doesn't really seem worth it. He can look to try and buy time. MAGNUM's lurk could be so important. In fact, yeah, he's got support. He can sell the idea that maybe only one player is in this position, but there already is 2 openers. MrFaliN needs to trade, and he gets nothing. Leaving now, yetujey and AtaKaptan. They want to try and get back into position to maybe bring back qRaxs, but it is patient on the other side. And they don't even know that there's a second player. The timing is everything, though. yetujey has been able to get that pick. Once again, bringing it into the realms of possibility. Viper's pit in, immediately drops one. And now all that stands in their way is yetujey, and he won't be able to do it for the first.